Is clickbaiting ruining smaller channels? The worst night's sleep in a hammock I've ever had. So as you can see, the CO2 detector does work.
Need one of these in the bedroom.
We're layer of chicken. Get that sounds up. End there. The compression straps off the stuff sack. Diamonds in the rough out there. So I'm not actually storm chasing, it's just come across a ghost in the woods. Well, I did when I first started, snoring like a tractor, usually getting caught out in a storm or forgetting stuff. You can't see it on camera at the minute because it's camouflage, but it is. Okay, welcome back to another video. So in this one I'm hot tent camping again. I've got a load of new gear to test out, some little bits that are just going to make my camping life a little bit easier while I'm out and about. So stick with me, I'll talk to you all the way through it. But for now, I'm going to show you a little bit of setting up. And welcome to home for the night. So Onetigris Cozshack. Loads of room. So obviously you can see we're going to put a stove just around about here. Got some ventilated windows there. And as I said before, I've got some new gadgets that we're going to try out for the first time tonight. But absolutely love this tent. And then we just got a floor tarp that I picked up from Temu, I think. There you go. Then we got the stove in now, and then the new pipe sections that I've picked up again from Temu, I think. This is the outside bit. So it's a little bit shorter than what we're used to, so I'm going to order another one just so we've got more sections that will fit the pipe that I bought. Obviously raise it up a little bit more from the tent roof. Right, time to split some wood. As you can see between me and Paul now, we've just done a little bit of wood prep, and now we're just going to protect this pipe on the inside using another little gadget that I bought. So that's a stovepipe wrap. So we're going to have a play with that, get that on, and obviously protect us on the inside from burning his hands on the pipe. So just while Paul's finishing off sort of messing with stovepipe, just come out to do a quick marinade for tea tonight. So obviously you can see I've got an onion, and then I've got all kinds of little things with us. I'm just going to chop this down at the middle actually, and then yeah, so then we've got onion, and then we've got a biryani mix, some chicken and chili. So yeah, we're making chicken and biryani tonight. Get all this off. So I'm just gonna quickly chop these. I'm not doing too fancy with them, just nice and thin slices. What I should do is same with this side. Again, just nice and thin. Get that root off. What we should do is just nice and thin sliced. What do we reckon? Now that we've got onion in, we're just going to quickly dice some chicken. You can put this in whole if you want, but I prefer to dice it. So I've got 4 chicken breasts, so we're going to have plenty to go at. A little bit of mint as well, so I'm just going to cut a little bit off this to put in the marinade and then save a little bit to add for garnish later on. Don't want that big leaf in, do we? Put all that in there. And then same with a little bit of coriander. So I just nice and fine. Get that added in as well. So Paul's not a big lover of chilies, so I'm just going to add a couple of nice and fine chopped ones, seeds and everything. Into this, just one. I'll do this big one. Yeah, seeds and everything in this one, and I'm just going to cut one lengthways. Leave that in there to marinate with it as well. And then we'll use this one. But as I say, I'm just going to go lengthways on this one. It's going to come down, nip end off, and just separate that. Get them waxed in. This is what we've got so far. We just got onions on the bottom, 4 chicken breasts, mint and coriander, and a couple of chilies, and then one large chili just sort of sliced down the middle. So obviously you can probably tell I didn't think about making the marinade first. So what I've got is just a quick sort of biryani mix. Checked all the ingredients, thankfully, and Paul can have it, so we're all good. So I just have to get everything I just chopped back out of this pan into the frying pan. So I'll do like a little bit of flavour out. Then we're going to add in a nice big dollop of some Greek style fat-free yogurt. So a nice big dollop of that. That should do us. And just a tiny little bit of vegetable oil. Then we're going to add everything back in, give it a good mix, and then let that sit probably for about 4 hours now until we're ready to cook tea. But I couldn't do that again, all back in pan. So there we go, just sit there now 3 or 4 hours while we crack on.
Need one of these in the bedroom. Not a swing, a hammock.
Let's have a look at Paul's home for the night. So we've got a DD 3x3 tarp, and then a nice diagonal layer hammock and accessories in there. Nice. Right, now we've set Paul's hammock up, we're just going to light the stove, just have a little bit of a snack. So we're going to light the stove, let it cool, and then relight it again later on. This is another couple of new bits of gear that I've got. So I've got like a magnetic lantern holder, and then I've got this. This is my new carbon monoxide detector. There we go. You see the temperature at the minute. That says 2 degrees or 0.2 degrees. But yeah, there we go. This is my view for the next few hours. As you can see, my little stove working away. The newly wrapped chimney pipe is drying really well. Paul out there at the moment messing with his Kelly kettle. You can see obviously my carbon monoxide detector as well there. And then up on top got the flex tail mat pump free, and my Phoenix CR26R for later on. The line in the middle didn't come with a tent, that was from Kilos Gear, which is obviously where we got the chairs from as well. So this is my wife's chair, Danielle, and the leg rest in situ. And then for later on we've got the projector on a table with power station underneath, and then another little table. So this is it. This is the life.
Want this couch in here?
Yeah. to boil. Amazing. One touch more water. Right, so meal one of the day. Nice pasta and sauce. Right, so that's meal one done. As you can probably see, I've added a few chili flakes on there. I used to love these when I was a kid. My kids still do, to be fair. Right, I'm going to eat this. See you in a minute. Right, well, now we've finished pasta, we're going to do some prep work for the meal tonight. As you saw earlier, we've got the chicken marinating, and then Paul's done these at home. So he's already sieved some flour and salt into here. As you can see, measurements are on here. So these will make 12. So there's 450 grams of flour, self-raising flour, and then 1 teaspoon of salt, and we're going to add a couple of teaspoons of oil into here, and then we're going to make some roti, or like chapatis if you're not familiar with roti, but being from Bradford, I'm familiar with both. So yeah, we'll get cracked on with that. I'll see you in a minute. Right, well, I haven't brought a tablespoon with me, so we're just going to have a gauge. I reckon 1, 2, there or thereabouts. And we're just going to add a touch of water in. And then reseal that back up, get some air out. And then we're just going to start kneading like this. Get it all nicely combined. And we'll keep checking mixture as we're going. Add more water if necessary. And then when we get to that point, I'll bring you back. Right, well, we've been kneading for about 10 minutes. And as you can see, we're getting a nice sort of mixture inside this bag. See if we can see what's going on in here. Yeah, that's the sort of consistency we're after. It's a bit sticky. I mean, you can't see it properly, but it's a bit sticky, but not too watery. So I'm just going to keep going for another minute or two. Then we're going to take this out, divide it into 12, let it rest and rise, and then obviously I'll show you all that. But yeah, rotis in the woods. So as you can see, the CO2 detector does work. So we're just restoking the fire. It's registering 115 down to 97 now, particles in the air at the minute, and obviously the alarm's going off. That's loud enough to wake me up. But we're going to knock it off, open the doors a little bit, get the fire going again, and then we'll let it settle back down. So on that last little clip, I did forget to mention that we actually put the detector next to the fire just to check that it was working, because we were a bit concerned that it wasn't working. I did purchase it from AliExpress, and I'll leave a link to it because it does seem fairly decent. It went off once it dropped back down below 50 particles in the air. it's dispersed and stopped the alarm again. But yeah, I'm quite impressed with it at the moment. Obviously I'll be bringing it on every hot tent camp that I do from now on. But yeah, could have saved my life that if I needed it. So I've just finished kneading all this. So what we're going to do now is leave it in this bag 30 minutes, flatten it out completely, and then just let it sort of rise naturally in the heat that's in the room here. In the room? I'm in a tent, what am I doing? You know what I meant. So yeah, we'll get that done and then bring you back for the next step. So as you can see, just here, look, grab it, put it to one side. That's the door just sort of resting for half an hour now. Quite close to the fire, but not too close. On the side of the metal wall rather than the glass panel that you can see on the right. So we'll leave that for half an hour and bring you back. Right, well, as you can see, been resting now a good half an hour. So what we've got to do now is get it out of here and then get it on a chopping board, which is going to get me now. And we'll turn the bag inside out. Nice. Still a little bit dry and a little bit gooey in places, so I might give it a little bit longer first actually. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So I changed my mind, I've got it out of the bag. We're just going to mix that last little bit by hand like this on the chopping board. Get a nice good dough ready to make these rotis. That's shaping better now. That's much better. Right, so next step is we're going to try and get this cut in at 12, so I'm just going to cut that straight down the middle, like that. And then we'll go like that. We've got them at 12 now, more or less. And then with each individual thing, just give them a little break up. And I'm going to roll out each one. Some of these are a bit bigger than others, but we can sort that. So I've got to flour my chopping board. Luckily Paul's on hand to pick up my pieces. We'll get this nice and rolled out. Then we've got to repeat this process then another 11 times for the amount we've made, obviously. There we go. So now that we've got it nice and flat, I'm just going to add a tiny bit of oil. Up its size, and I'm just going to give this a bit of a rub round. Would work better with a brush, but you know, not all prepared in that. Right, so now we're just going to fold this in like that, and this side just like that, a bit more oil. And then give that a good rub, like so. And then we'll fold this into the middle again. And that one. There we go. So yeah, now that I know how to do it, I've got another 11 of these to do. So I'm just going to crack on and do that. I won't bore you with showing you the process of all 11. I'll just get on and do it. So I'll see you soon. Right, so we're on the last one. So although measurements were right, the way I must have rolled the dough in the first instance, we've only managed to get 10 because we had a couple of little ones, so we just bundled up the 4 corner pieces just to give us a nice even number as well anyway. So we've got 10 to go at. So what we've said is we're going to do is we're going to have probably 6 tonight and save 4 for morning for breakfast. So again, just a drop of oil on this edge. And on that one. And we're just going to give rubbing on that one, rubbing on that one, spread it on there. And just sort of come into the middle, like so. And we're going to do the same on 2 outer edges. Wait, a bit too much. I'll do both edges, so we'll get some flare. We'll fold that one in. And the last one there, and there you have a roti parcel. And there we go, 10 roti parcels. We're just going to stand them by fire now for 30 minutes, let them rise on themselves, and I'll bring you back. Right, well, they've been resting good half hour now, so we're just going to get them rolled out. We're making a mess of this, Scotty boy. Gonna have some funky shapes here, I think. Yeah. Well, never mind. All each done it. Right, so that's one rolled out. We'll get that cooked. Right, so as you've seen, rotis are done. So we're just going to do this biryani that's been sort of fermenting in its own juices all day. So I'm going to fry that off. I'm just re-seasoning the bigger pan behind at the minute. So yeah, this is the biryani that's I did have around about 12:30 today. It's now about 8 o'clock. So it should be nice and marinated in there. So yeah, we'll get to frying this off. Right, so just warming the pan back up a touch. Won't need long because that's the one that we cooked all the rotis in. And we'll get this chicken in. Right, so pan is just about done, I think. You can hear a little bit of a sizzle, so I'm just going to put a little bit on. Oh yeah. Right, we'll get resting. Then we'll give it a good stir around. While that chicken is just going, all I'm going to do is bought 2 packs of microwave rice. Just going to throw them in as a slab. Just give them a little break up. Oh no, maybe I won't. what I'll do is I'll cover them in water and then we'll get them just sat and then I'll break it up in a minute. There we go. So we're just going to add some water in, just enough to cover it. That should do. Right, let's check on this chicken. Right, so rice is just soaking behind us. This chicken and the biryani smells in here are just amazing. Get these broken up. You see that full chiller that I threw in earlier on? There's one sliced out middle in there. Oh, phenomenal. So, chicken's just about almost done. So what my plan is I'm going to stick the rice on, and then just to keep this warm, I'm going to stick it on top of the rice, so the rice will sort of steam itself as well. This will be on top, keeping this warm. I've got that one needs a bit more in it, but look at that, absolutely banging. What they used to say, live like tramps, eat like kings. Right, so biryani, or the chicken to the biryani, is just about done. See, got some awesome flavours, some awesome smells coming through. I promise if you were here I'd share it with you, but you're not, so me and Paul are going to eat it. But look at that. Just check it, yeah, all that chicken's just beautifully done. So I'm going to take that off now, get the rice on. Right, so I've took chicken off, put rice in. So what I'm going to do, just going to add in a few mint leaves just to infuse it a little bit, and then a couple of coriander leaves and a stalk just there, just to infuse the rice a little bit, and then give this chicken a bit of a stir. Probably not quite in shot just yet, but get it all sort of evenly spread across the top of the pan. And then I'm going to put the other pan just on top like that, and that's going to keep that warm and obviously help the rice cook that a little bit quicker. I'm just going to give this rice a stir. We'll come to a boil. I'd say it's probably just about done. I'm going to strain all that water out now. Start layering this biryani up. I'm just going to do a thin layer of rice. I'm going to do a layer of chicken. Get them on top. For that last little bit of chicken, and then just going to throw some coriander on top and just get some coriander on. I'm going to seal it. So normally doing a biryani like this, you'd sort of seal it around this outside with dough or a tea towel or whatever, but I've got neither with me, so this will have to do. Right, so I don't know if you can see very well on camera or not, but we're steaming now. Let's have a look. Oh, very nice. All that's left to do now, just mix it all in together. Another minute and it's serving time. In each one. I'll tell you what, I'll just do one. So how does that look, people? Chicken biryani and homemade rotis out in the woods. Well, I have literally just avoided catastrophe. So a couple of things have gone wrong. I forgot my tarp first of all. So the Cozshack that I'm in at the minute normally just uses like a sort of dining area, sort of living room type thing, whatever. I had no intention of sleeping in it tonight, but I forgot my tarp, so I've ended up having to come and sleep in this. But because of where we've set it up, it's actually a mammoth distance between the two trees, and my tree straps have never ever been too short for a hang, and they were. So I'm almost on the floor, literally centimetres if not millimetres above the ground, because I've had to adapt something. So the compression straps off my stuff sack for this hammock, I've taken them off and added in extra loops onto the onto the daisy chain hammock straps. So we'll see if it works. I am so confident. So anyway, yeah, I'll show you exactly what I've done in the morning, but for now I'm going to try and get some shy. See you in a bit. Yeah, so that is the floor. There's the stove. There's the hammock. I am literally just, I'll show you, I can swing a little bit. Just off the floor. Well, good morning. I ain't gonna lie, that was the worst night's sleep in a hammock I've ever had. So, although I am slightly elevated at foot and head end, the bottom, because of my weight, kept touching the floor. So I ended up detaching my pillow from the hammock, putting it underneath the hammock just to try and insulate myself. And again, because of the weight kept depressing and just deflating, it was depressing. So yeah, literally I'd have an hour's sleep and then the pillow would go down, I'd end up touching the floor, my body would realise, wake me up, so I'd get up, go for a tinkle, come back, reset everything, get back in, eat, sleep, repeat type thing. And yeah, just not fun at all. I mean, look at state of me. And guess what, we were that enthralled in cooking last night that we didn't even talk about the weather, and we've had snow, sleet and quite heavy rain. So yeah, had all that to contend with when I've been nipping for a pee as well, so never mind. Oh, well, I mean, literally you can see the floor here, look. There. That's how low this hammock's been hung. So, lesson learned, don't try and hang it here. Right, I think I'm going to light this fire from the, I'd say the comfort of the hammock, but the warmth of the hammock, because I am quite warm until my butt touches the floor. And then get up and show you what I've done with this hammock. Well, this is literally what I can do from the hammock. So I'm just going to put a little bit of wood in as a base. Get a fire lighter in and then get it lit. Still in bed. Right, I need to get up now while this is starting to go, and I'll show you this hammock, and I'm going to cook some breakfast. I'll show you the hammock. So you can see obviously my tree strap way up there, so I'm obviously having to lean back, and then my tree strap ends there. This is a mammoth hang. Was rather a big ask of it. So what I ended up doing is just here, these bits, focus. Yeah, these bits are actually the compression straps off the stuff sack where the hammock lives. So I've just sort of cow hitched them in there, and then I've tied a loop in the other end, and then obviously that gave me the low hang, which I've raised up a bit now when I've got out, but coming down there, and that's where I tied the loop, look, and clipped in. But I've raised it up a bit now when I've got out of it because I've got the fire lit, so I didn't want anything to burn. So yeah, same on the opposite side, and this was literally touching the floor. My pillow I was talking about is somewhere in there. Yeah, just here. So this is normally clipped in on a bit of bungee just up here, so that it never comes out of the hammock. What I intended to do at first is I put that on the floor, sort of acting like a mini sleeping pad, and then cross onto the fat, kept depressing, as you can see, deflating. So then what I did is I put it underneath me in the hammock, thinking that might make it a little bit better, but no. So eat, sleep, repeat, the cycle kept repeating, and just had the worst night's sleep in a hammock that I've ever had. So yeah, that's what we're up to. I'm quite impressed with this. I've had this on overnight obviously as well, but I didn't have the fire on overnight. And when you read the reviews of it, it says that the battery lasts 10 hours. Now, we got here yesterday around about 11 AM. It's coming up 8 now. We put the fire on early on when we did the pasta, and we've just left it on since then. So probably since about 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So even to 2 o'clock this morning, that would have been 12 hours. And the battery, I don't know if you can see on there or not, the battery indicator is still on full. So, quite impressed. Right, well, breakfast time. So, just nice and simple breakfast this morning. Wasn't intended that way, because yet again, I forgot something. So, just gonna throw a pan on. Just throw the pan on, tiny bit of oil. And then, because of my palaver last time we were out with a tin of Spam, I found these. So it's like Spam in a margarine tub. So much easier to open, he says. Rip that off. Rip that off. And then you got a lump of Spam. So I'll get that chopped, get it in the pan. Yeah, so as you can see, a little lump of Spam. I'm just going to cut some nice big chunks lengthways off of it, and get one of these each in a butter. Look at that. Right, let's get some of these bits of Spam in. Oh. There we go. So I forgot to film, but you all know what opening a tin of beans looks like, so I've just done a tin of beans on back as well. So, back on up. Right, well, time for serving. So this is the second one, obviously. We've done one off camera. So, 3 nice big wedges of spam in each one. And then topped off with a bit of beans. Breakfast of champs. So I've been sat here after my breakfast, just sort of talking to Paul. And when I mentioned the weather earlier on, it got me thinking about sort of clickbaiting. And sort of bringing people into your video for sort of reasons of unknown type thing. So yeah, I've been guilty of it myself, going out, getting caught in a storm. You know, that's just unfortunate with the timings of what I can do going camping. You know, I lead a busy life, and when I plan to go out, I've got to go out regardless of whether it's stormy or not. So I'm not actually storm chasing, it just falls and sort of coincides. And besides sort of gear failures and weather conditions, I don't really use clickbaiting as such to draw people in. I think it's sort of ruining smaller channels like mine getting to that next level, that next step. Yeah, I've had gear failures. Yes, I've had weather failures. But I've never come across a ghost in the woods. You know, I've never come across Bigfoot in the woods. You know, I've never felt uneasy going out camping. Well, I did when I first started, obviously, because that's natural, isn't it? But you know, I've gone to places where like Grizzly Gaz, for example. You know, love his videos, great entertainment, great guy. I actually know him. His kids go to the same school. But one of the videos that he's filmed, the big one, the WTF, was that I've camped in that same location and not felt anything. I don't know whether I'm oblivious to it or what. You know, once I'm asleep, snoring like a tractor. But these, yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying Grizzly Gaz is a clickbaiter, by the way. I was just using that as an example. And I don't know. A lot of decent camping channels. I was intending to teach people things, and you know, I started it out as a video diary for myself, and then it got that a little bit bigger. So I thought, oh yeah, brilliant. You know, and then it was like, I can use this as a teaching platform. So I started doing the knots, started doing the firelighting, and then it just became coming out and watching my casual camping adventures occasionally getting caught out in a storm, occasionally having a bit of gear break on me, and so who knows? Yeah,
Or forgetting stuff.
yeah, or forgetting stuff, like I have done on this one many a time. My tarp, for example, you know, I'm human. You know, them sort of errors I can cope with, but yeah. Anyway, I'm ranting and rambling, so I'm going to leave it at that. But is clickbaiting ruining smaller channels? So I just reflected on what I just sort of said in my little rant. I mentioned that some of the smaller channels, like mine, aren't getting the views that they deserve. So I thought I'd bring a few of them to your attention to go and check out, you know, if you feel like going to check them out. So Zenbivy Outdoors, for example, absolutely great guy. Very similar to me, just goes out, camps, enjoys it, and goes home. JJ Outdoors is a bit more bushcrafty. Pardon me. You know, Justin, another great guy. Absolutely loves his Lavu. But not getting the views because of these clickbaits. So, who else is there? There's a few. If I can think of them, I'll try and leave links to all the channels in the description. But at the minute, my mind's just hit a blank on all these sort of smaller channels that do deserve to get to that next level, because they are good quality videos, they're good editing, and they're just down to earth, real people out enjoying camping, and they're just not getting them views because of this clickbait society that we're in at the minute. And yeah, I get it, I watch a few clickbait videos, you know, because you think, oh, so-and-so in the woods, oh, I'm going to watch that. Man, click it on and sit there watching it for 45 minutes, and you get about 30 seconds where they're actually on about what they've clickbaited you in, or they don't mention it at all. And yeah, I can't think of an example of who's done that recently, but yeah, it's frustrating when you're trying to do something that you love and pass on knowledge and just enjoy yourself, and then yeah, what it over there, novice wild camper were on about it over there, where yeah, he were on about it over there, like his video, I think it was called Creating a Heat Storm, and you know, he were on about, can you review a product without actually using it for 2 or 3 years and things like that. So I get it, but you know, there's a lot of small channels out there that do definitely deserve a lot more views and entitlement than what they're actually getting. So like I say, if I'm not already mentioned them, I'll try and leave links to everybody that I do talk about down below, just so you can go check them out if that's what you want to do. But for now, rant over. Right, well, thanks for joining me for another video. So I'm just waiting last few minutes for stove to cool down properly, and you probably saw that I stuffed the tent into this huge dry bag from Lomo Water Sports, I think this one is. I know you can't see it on camera at the minute because it's camouflage, but it is there, I promise you. But if you've enjoyed this video, please go downstairs, give it a thumbs up, comment, let me know what you thought about it, even my rant that I had. And if you're not already, please consider subscribing to the channel by pressing this in the middle, and leave some videos outside for you. See you in the next one.